MathleanX.com. We're kicking off the Incredible Strength series because I know you've got more strength than you ever thought you did. The problem is you're not looking in the right places to address it. Today, we're going to start by looking at one of those overlooked areas that is critical for helping you to build more strength in all of your big lifts. And here's the thing, I'm going to show you 8 ways and 8 exercises for you to sneak in this extra work so that you don't have to feel like it's a separate workout in order to address this. We're talking about the hands, the wrists, and the forearms. If you have weaknesses in any of these areas, your big lifts are going to suffer. Think about it. Try to get under a bench press and lift heavy if your wrists are very, very weak. Or try to execute a deadlift if you have no grip strength. I don't care how strong your legs might be or how strong your pull might be. If you can't hold on to the damn bar, you can't lift that much weight. So today we're going to go through, as I said, different areas that will allow you to sneak these exercises in so it's not a whole separate workout. Okay, first up is chest, and one of the most common exercises that you will perform in a chest workout is a push-up. I don't care if it is done as a primary exercise or if it's done as a follow-up exercise to your primary exercises. The idea is the push-up usually makes its way into a chest workout. Here's how you can change it to start working on your weakness. If your weakness is more in your wrists, you can do a knuckle push-up as I'm showing you here. The idea is to keep the wrist in neutral. In other words, keep the wrist locked out in this position here. I don't want too much flexion this way. I don't want too much extension this way. Try to keep it locked out by resting on the top of your knuckles and perform your push-ups this way rather than on your hands. If you're trying to work more in your grip strength and finger strength, hand strength, perform a fingertip push-up. Again, it's just changing the way that you do the exercise. You're still going to work on your chest. You're still going to do the exercise as you would normally, but you're getting this added benefit of doing this now in this version for your hand strength. Next up is a very cool way to start adding some more hand, wrist, and forearm work into your back workouts. And all you have to do is take another common exercise and make a slight little change to it. This time it's the pull-up. So let's say you're working on your pull-ups, which you should be in any back workout, by the way. As you approach failure, when you get to your last rep, as opposed to just dropping off the bar, work on that forearm and hand strength. Hang from the bar. Do what we call a dead arm hang. This will start burning in through your forearms, through your fingers. It's going to test also your mental fortitude and toughness. That's great. That's all things you can benefit from as you're trying to get stronger. Stronger mind is just as important as stronger muscles, but try to hang from this bar as long as you can until you have to drop. It's just a slight little tweak on an already existing exercise that you should be doing in your back workouts. Next up is your biceps. And we all know that a lot of times when people train their biceps, they are also training their forearms too. But there's a really simple way to hit the brachioradialis, which is going to be one of the bigger muscle groups right here that's going to add to the size and strength of your forearms. And it's so simple to do because all you're going to do once again is take an existing exercise, a curl, and just flip your grip. Turn it to an overhand position and do a reverse curl. You'll see from this clip and footage here that obviously this area gets targeted a lot more when we just turn our grip over. And you can just add a couple extra sets to the end of your workout and hit this area adequately to start making an impact. If you're a follower of AthleanX, you know it's important not just to do strength work, but to also pair that up with conditioning work. And for me, one of my favorite all-time conditioning exercises is a jump rope for a lot of different reasons. One, we can get our heart rate up very quickly. We can burn a lot of calories. We can become more athletic doing it, but also we get a heavy dose of forearm work here as well. You can see as I jump rope here, I have to work my wrists. Matter of fact, the majority of this skill is how quickly and how coordinated you can be with your wrist rotations. You're going to get that turnover. You're actually getting forearm supination and pronation, as well as just getting some of that general range of motion through the wrist. It's going to help to improve the endurance of these muscles here that you're going to need that will pay off as you start doing more of your heavy lifting. Of course, all this applies to your ab training as well. There's so many different exercise options, as anybody that even has our six-pack promise would tell you. Hundreds, if not thousands of exercises that you can do for your abs, but there are some that you can do to preferentially hit this weak area again. And the first would be a cliffhanger plank. So don't just do a regular plank, especially if it's not even that hard for you. Increase the difficulty of the exercise so you can get more benefit for your abs, but at the same time, place a lot of the strain and work on your hand strength and your flexors of your fingers. Try to stay in this cliffhanger position while you do the plank. Again, it's kind of a 2-for-1 benefit. Better abs and better hand strength at the same time. If you want to work more on those weak wrists of yours, here's another option where you can keep your hands in that neutral position, the wrists in that neutral position, knuckles down, and try to do this seated tuck hold. This is an incredibly tough ab exercise, but at the same time, you're getting the benefit of getting that extra added wrist work that you wouldn't have to really schedule out or carve out a separate time for, because we all know when you're busy, you're going to forget that part. You're going to work on the abs and you're not going to work on your wrist or hand strength, but it obviously is so important to that overall goal that we're trying to have here of increasing our strength. Now let's get back to the workouts again. Let's say triceps are on board. Okay, no problem. Tricep pushdowns, again, very common exercise. I'm trying not to create a zillion different exercises for you guys that you have to now start figuring out how you're going to do. Matter of fact, this is an exercise you're probably already doing, but with this tweak, you'll be able to incorporate now some of that extra added work that we're really stressing here. So on a tricep pushdown, instead of going straight down and ending it at the bottom of that rep, try to go for that a little additional wrist curl to get those forearm flexors working now. So again, push down at the very bottom against resistance, you're going to do a little bit of a wrist curl. It's going to work that underside here, the bottom of the forearm. You want to work the opposite side, the extensors, no problem. A lot of times you'll probably do a reverse grip push down to hit your triceps in a slightly different angle, a slightly different way. We could do the same thing here. Do the underhand version of the tricep push down at the very bottom, extend those wrists down just like this. We're getting that extra added work in. That's the importance here of this entire video. Extra added work without a lot of extra effort or without a lot of extra time carved out of your day to do it. Moving right along to shoulders, again, another common exercise that we can tweak slightly to start accumulating some more added volume. And this time, all you're going to do is set your wrist into slight extension. That's it. So when you're doing your side lateral raises or you're doing a bent over raise, no matter what exercise you're doing, here showing the side lateral raise, you're going to just increase the activation of your forearm extensors, get more strength in there, build more endurance in your forearm extensors, get a stronger grip because of it, by just changing the way you do the exercise. I'm not talking about abandoning the whole idea that I've preached here so many times of ditching the concept of pouring the pitchers. That's not good for your shoulders. I'm talking about continuing to have your thumbs raised higher than your pinkies at the top, except the wrist positioning is now more into this slight extension. That's what you're going to need to build more of that forearm strength and still get an effective workout and a safe workout for your shoulders. Last but certainly not least, when we get to our leg training, you probably knew I was going to go in this direction. If you're deadlifting, try to do deadlifts without straps. I know this might be a shock to some, especially those that start out deadlifting with straps. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. Before you even try to lift the bar, you're wrapping straps all around it. How about you do something different? How about you deadlift, which is a great thing, but you do it without straps so that you're building your own ability to hold that bar as you get stronger. You're forcing your hands and forearms to become stronger as your legs become stronger and as your ability to do that exercise becomes better. That is one of the best ways for you to naturally increase the strength, and I'm talking about vice grip strength of your hands as you do this exercise. That will translate to not just the deadlift, but virtually every other exercise that you do. Wait, there's more? I got a bonus one for you here, and it's going to make a lot of personal trainers that watch this channel happy. And for those that use personal trainers, it might be a little bit of a wake-up call, but I promise you it's the truth. And it's one of the most effective things you can do, and that is start racking and carrying your own damn weights. I promise you, if you start taking your dumbbells out yourself and putting them back yourself in between every single set and changing out your plates, putting them on the bar, taking them off the bar, all that extra work, as you can see me doing here, is a lot of free added work for your forearms and your hand strength. It is this extra volume that you can accumulate that you're not right now because you're letting someone else do the work for you that will allow you to do a lot more for your forearm and hand strength a lot faster. I promise you this will help you a lot. And trainers, you're welcome. So there you go, guys. There's 8 exercises and 1 bonus to help you to start getting that strength you've been looking for by starting to look in places maybe you never looked. And that's the idea here. You cannot overlook those areas that you deem unimportant by focusing on the only things you do think are important, because those important lifts, those big lifts will betray you if you don't start looking in the places you need to. And in this video, I am just starting to scratch the surface of those areas that we need to start focusing on. One thing I'll never do here, guys, is just tell you the things that you think you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the things I think you need to hear, and this is just one example of that. If you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. If you're looking for a complete training system that never overlooks the things that you may never think of, because I know how important they are to the overall goal. I know where you want to get to. I know where you might be starting, and I know where you're trying to get. I'm going to make sure that I don't BS you along the way. I'm going to fill in the gaps with the things I think you need to have in here and do in order to get there. You can find that over at Athlete Next with our Athlete Next training system. Meantime, tell me what else you want to see me cover here in our strength series, and I will do my best to do that in the weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you later.